Alright everybody, welcome to my channel. My name's Captain Crush. I'm going to be your host for the next 15 or so minutes. What we have today is Game 5 of the NBA Finals, the granddaddy of them all. If Miami loses, it's game, set, match. It's over. NBA season complete 2022-2023. Another one will be in the books. Denver will have their first title, and that, my friends, will be that. Denver in 5 was my first prediction. Now we'll have to wait and see. Miami Heat, breaking news. Tyler Hero will make his big return. His big return to the court will be tonight. Unfortunately, I had already put out a lot of contests / props that I like, and everything is going to be changed. We will break this puppy down. I will see what I like, what I don't like. If you're new here, stay tuned. Maybe you'll like what you see. My job is to make you a better fantasy sports player on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sleeper, and Thrive. That being said, let's get started. So the first step in your process whenever you're analyzing a game, especially an NBA game, should be to go to DraftKings Sportsbook, check out the lines. You can go to FanDuel, whatever have you, but this is where I go. The line is Denver Nuggets -9. That's insane for a playoff game. I get it, it's in Denver. I get it, the altitude is going to be what it is, but with Hero coming back, I expect this line to probably move a little bit if it hasn't already. Over under 209.5, not a great point total for fantasy purposes, but we will go and break it down. I'm seeing a lot of people that want Miami Heat money line. If you do that, my hat's off to you. Salute. That is what I want to happen. I want Miami to win, extend the series, number one, but I'm also 305 for life. So let's move on and let's go over to PrizePicks. So here it is. We're on PrizePicks right now. Here we go. And as you can see, Jimmy Butler was just at 6.5 assists. Bang. Just like that, Hero News is in and he's down to 6. Him being at 6, I had already posted. I liked the over at 6.5, but now that he's at 6, I think I'm still going to take more here. If you look at his last 5, which I don't put a lot of value in, 7 assists, 4 assists, 9 assists, 7 assists, 6 assists. What we need to check is his assist opportunities. And when you look at his assist opportunities, he's getting enough to warrant this being more. Okay, but before, I just wanted to give that as a classic example of what happened with Hero News. But first, we were going to talk about these fantasy scores because that is my bread and butter. Nikola Jokic, 60.5 fantasy score. He has an 80-point ceiling, family. He does. It's true. Oh, it's true. Kurt Angle style. 60.5. It's a little bit too low. He's at home. He's in a closeout game environment. If they win tonight, it's over. They all know it. We know it. You know it. Everybody knows that he could have a good game tonight. He barely missed it last time, 58.4, and that's with him sitting most of the fourth due to foul trouble, and he still almost got there. Game before that, 75 fantasy points. Game before that, he scored so many real points, he didn't have to do any ancillary stuff, so he barely didn't get there. Game before that, 64. Game before that, 75. I show you the last 5 not to make a decision based on what you're seeing, but so you can see his floor and his ceiling. It's that simple. Another indicator to let you know that we're getting value here is that his fantasy score total on Sleeper right now is all the way up to 63. They score the same way. We're getting a 3-point discount on PrizePicks, so I still, and like last game, we'll take more here. I still like it. Whether it goes my way or not, mathematically, this is the right play. And I'm going to pull out my handy dandy notepad and I'm going to prove it. Okay, so he averages 1.57 fantasy points per minute over the last 5 games, which is important because this is the NBA Finals. This is what we're worried about most. He's going to play 40 minutes unless he gets into foul trouble or something crazy. Bang, 62.8 fantasy points right there. That's all you need. That right there is enough decision to know that we want to take more. So if you have a gut read or something else, whatever have you, you can go with that. But for me, I just proved the math. I told you what we're talking about here. The stakes couldn't be higher. It's a game 5 closeout for them at home. So 60.5, I'm going to take it. And like everyone hates when I say this, so I'm going to say it again because I live by it. If he sells, he sells. I don't care. I made the right choice. It's that simple. That's all you need to care about. 60.5 over. Let's talk about the man, Jimmy Butler. 47 fantasy points. Cap, what do we do? It seems like he's never hitting. Red bar, red bar, red bar, red bar. The man lives to see red, okay? And not in a good way. He had one game in that Boston game 7 where he went nuclear with 53. He still has a 55 to 60 point ceiling. I don't care. That being said, 47, it was at 47.5. I had him listed to go less. Now with Hero back in the mix, I'm really not sure what I'm going to do here. I'm playing with Roto Grinder's court IQ, as you can see here. here. This is a free tool. I recommend you guys use it. It's rotogrinders.com. You go to Court IQ under NBA. You can put players on the court, take players off the court. Unfortunately, for this playoff, Tyler Hero only had 2 games played supposedly, so we can't really go off that. I'm still digging into it, and I will keep you updated if anything changes. But even with Hero back in, Hero off the court, Hero on the court, I still think Jimmy Butler, 47 fantasy points, I'm still going to favor less here. However, it is game 5. You can go with the narrative option, and you can say, hey, captain, if they lose, they go home. He's going to go all out. He's going to put the team on his back like he did versus the Bucks, and it's going to go over. And I always make an argument for each side of the coin. That's part of my process, folks. I will take an argument for more, I'll make an argument for less. And whatever I'm more convinced, that's the one I go with. That's the one I recommend. Taking less just because of that spread and because of everyone else being on the court, I feel like less would hit more often than not, and I'm going to show you the math myself, okay? He's been averaging 1.02 fantasy points per minute over the last 5 games, okay? Now we have Tyler Hero coming back. That's going to take, okay, and this is a caveat with Tyler Hero. I have no idea if he's going to play 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Nobody knows. I don't know if he's going to be starting. I have zero clue what it's going to look like, okay? Tyler Hero hasn't been in the mix in at least 19 games, so nobody knows what's good, and that's a fact. But what we can do is take 1.02, multiply it times 42. I'm going to give Jimmy Butler 42 minutes tonight of playing time. And guess what? We still are only getting 42.84. Let's just say Jimmy Butler plays the entire game, every minute, just like what's-his-face did. What was his name? Oh yeah, the taco salesman, Brunson. Yeah, remember when he played 48 minutes? That's right. 48 times 1.02 equals 48.96. He would barely go over given the math. So now I add in that crazy spread of 9 points and I just favor the under. It's that simple. That's how I came up with the under. Does it feel good? Absolutely not. Do I like taking under on Jimmy Butler anything? Absolutely not. I just don't like it. But that's what I got for you. That's my analysis. Aaron Gordon, he was at 28.5. Now he's bumped up to 29. I was telling people about him yesterday. I've been on that train. You can get a little bit discount on Sleeper, by the way. His fantasy point total over there was 27 last I checked. We're getting 2-point discount. I still like it to go more here. If you want to take his first half, or if you want to take his real points or even his rebounds, I could get behind that as well, okay? This is something, he's just been on another level lately. It's that simple. I don't know how else to describe it. 45 fantasy points, 33 fantasy points, 26, 27, 42. He's been showing up in big games. He's an underrated NBA player. He's been contesting in the paint. I've been looking at his contested rebound rate all day today. It's absolutely amazing stuff. The guy is just on another level right now. And part of this stuff is being able to see trends. And when that trend is there, I'm going to just ride the train like I always do. He's averaging 0.91 fantasy points per minute over the last 5 games. I'll take it to the calculator. 0.91 times 35. That's assuming he only plays 35 minutes. And we get 31.85, which clears that 29 burger. I will take more here, and I'm willing to take my lick. Like I always say, folks, I have my 4 boxes. If it checks 3 out of 4, it goes in the list. Whatever the result, it is process over result. Now I want to talk about Brucey Brown, the man who came in the 4th quarter last game. Michael Porter Jr. didn't touch the 4th quarter, but Bruce Brown sure did, and he absolutely crushed. And if you had his unders, you got sold. So now he's up to 21.5 fantasy points. Look at this. Last game, 34.8. Game before that, 15. Game before that, 20. Game before that, 19. I think last game was an outlier game. I'm still going to rock with the under here. If you guys want to take more because you liked what you saw the game before, that's fine. But as far as I'm concerned, I will take less. And he averages 0.76 fantasy points per minute, and he's probably going to play 25 to 30 minutes unless he gets hot. If he gets the hot hand, we're torched, and I'm fine with that. So those are my fantasy targets, and I'm going to talk about one more guy, but unfortunately with Tyler Hero being back in the mix, this kind of puts a damper on the captain's plans. Kyle Lowry, 20.5 fantasy points. I believe it was up to 21. When Hero news broke, it went back down to 20.5. I believe he's at 20 or 19 on Sleeper right now. He's averaging 0.78 fantasy points per minute. Let's go to the calculator. If he plays 30 minutes, which he probably won't, it's 0.78 times 30 is 23.4. Let's just say he plays 25 minutes. He's going to be at 19.5, which is what my average was before. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a bump, a point or two. I still like the over. I'm not sure how high I'm going to be on it right now with the Tyler Hero news coming back into into play, to be 100% honest with you, but I'm throwing that out there to be 100% transparent because I did talk about it in my Discord, and those guys, I don't want them to be left scratching their heads being like, well, Cap, you said this. That's that. Now, we're going to talk about 2 more guys for the fantasy. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and talk about everyone. This is the final game. It's going to be a longer video. You're just going to have to deal with it. If you don't like it, learn to love it because we got to do the right thing. And the right thing for a potential season closeout game is to cover everything. Jamal Murray, 46.5 fantasy points. Let's check the notepad. Bang. Fantasy, 1.06 fantasy points per minute. Okay, if you multiply that times 40, it's going to be right around that range. I'm not going to go ahead and do that for everyone. For his fantasy, I could make the argument to go less. I could make the argument to go more. If the game blows out, less is going to hit. But I honestly think I can't take less here. Not when he's at home, not in a closeout game. I would take more. But for me, most likely, it's going to be a fade. Okay. Bam Adebayo. He was at 40. He started at 38. Now he's at 39.5. You want to take more there? I told you guys about this last time. Last game, sold. Game before that, his line was 38. Game before that, 38. I was on the under train. Guess what? I got beat. Now he went and I finally got on him at home when they needed to win. And this is what's funny about this. They're at home in a must-win game, game 4, and Bam decides to sell. That's what I'm saying. Even though he's been clearing that fantasy tag, the right play was still less. Someone commented in the thing saying that I was crazy, but no, the math is the math. Whatever the result is the result. Math is math. So right now with Bam, since he's been deflated from 39.5 and Hero's back on the court, I'm just going to fade this situation. If you want to go more, you can. If you want to go less, you can. I could make an argument for both like I always do, but I will just fade that. Okay? Michael Porter Jr., the man who sold my 7-leg parlay on Sleeper that I had posted for everyone. He was the last leg in the mix and he had to sell. It was 5.5 rebounds and he sold, and now he's at 20 fantasy score. And I want to talk about this because everyone was on him last game, myself included, all around different type of stats they chose. And guess what? He let us all down. Now he goes back to Denver. He's in a prime spot to bounce back. I'm not 100% what I'm going to do here, but 14 fantasy points, 10 fantasy points, 11 fantasy points. Sell, a sell job. The man's been selling for 3 games straight. Last game, 23 minutes. Game before that, 21 minutes. Game before that, 26 minutes. Game 1, 43 minutes played. What happened, Cap? I'll tell you what happened. His field goal percentage has been going down, okay? He had 25 field goal percentage, 25% for game 2. Game 3, 14%. And then game 4, 40% field goal percent. He was 4 for 10. That's not bad. I've seen way worse. Every single game I've seen a lot worse. And the coach didn't let him come back in. I'm not sure if it's because they didn't need him or they wanted to ride the hot hand with Brown. I'm not sure. But coach has been not giving him his full allotment of minutes. If some way, somehow, this man gets 30 minutes tonight, which is very well in the range of outcomes. Check this out. 43 game 1, 41 in the Laker game, 38, 31, 35. Phoenix, it was kind of the same way. He didn't play much in the last game, 24-28, but the man still averages 35 minutes a game, folks. So I'm not exactly sure what Malone's deal is, but I will say this, like I just said, if he plays 30 minutes, he's going to destroy that 20 fantasy point tag. And he very well could do it in 25 minutes. He may not even need the full 30. Let's just say he plays 25 minutes. He can very well get that tag paid off. He had 5.6 rebounds, 1 turnover when he played 26 minutes. That was an abysmal game. That's going to happen. That's an outlier game. In the game where he played 23 minutes, 11 points, 3 rebounds, no turnovers, no blocks and steals, no assists. He hasn't had an assist in a hot minute. Okay, the last time he had an assist was game 1. His assist is currently at half. A lot of people were saying take it. I'm not going there, but if you want a dice roll and just put that in, I don't hate it because he only needs 1. I could get 1 assist. Captain Crush over under half an assist. You better believe I'd cash it for you. Captain to Jimmy, bang, count it. So let's go. There's your argument for more. And then if you say, hey Cap, nah, he's not getting it. He's in the doghouse. He did something. Whatever's wrong with him, take less. Or my personal favorite, just fade the SOB. Okay, just keep him out. And then Caleb Martin, 19 fantasy points. I loved his PRA prior to the Tyler Hero news. Now with Tyler Hero back in the mix, I'm still undecided. But a 19 fantasy score for a guy that has a 30-point real point ceiling is just a little bit too low. Again, if he plays 30 minutes with Hero in, I still think that would tend to go more, but I'll leave that up to my audience and let you guys decide for yourself. Okay, we discussed all things fantasy scores. Now I want to discuss some other props. Let's talk about Jamal Murray, 8.5 assists. What can we say about Jamal Murray's assists? He's been averaging 17 assist opportunities, 17 to 19 assist opportunities per game recently. This line was 8, it went to 8.5, then it went back to 8, and now it's back to 8.5. Okay, I can make an argument just because the number's high to take less. Remember, we were getting this at 5.5 to 5, even 6 sometimes max during the Lakers and Suns game. Now it's 8.5. Take a look at his last 5, because I know you will. 12 assists, 10 assists, 10 assists, 10 assists. He's been playing absolutely out of his mind. They're running the pick and roll offense, him and Joker. Those two guys are the offense with a splash of Aaron Gordon. So I originally at 8 was saying more. Now that it's at 8.5, I'm undecided. That's my argument for less, because that line is completely inflated due to the recent results, but it is the final recent results. So I kind of like it to go more even at 8.5. Like I said, it's crazy. I know if it was at 8, take more. But Captain, that 0.5, you're going to make a decision based on that 0.5? Absolutely. At 8, I have push equity if he gets 8. Now he has to get 9 for me to cover, and I don't like it. But I'm not telling you not to take it. I'm telling you to go with your read, your personal read. I gave you the stats. You do what you will with it. Talked about Jimmy Butler, Joker, 10 assists. I still, man, I don't know what to do here with this. Take a look at this. 4 assists, 10 assists, 4 assists, 14, 13. The Joker can get a triple-double any day of the week, twice on Monday. And guess what? Today's Monday. I loved his double-double on Sleeper. It's already taken down. They do that all the time. They collect all the money and then they just remove it. So if you had double-double over on Sleeper, congratulations. Now the only one up there is triple-double. I believe he can get more than 10 assists any day of the week. Like I said, it's still good. Plus you have a little bit of push equity. Like I said earlier, I'm just going to stick to his fantasy score or his PRA. I probably won't touch his other ancillary stats, but if you want to go there, you can. This is the one I talked about with Michael Porter Jr. Half assist. Like I said, anyone can get half an assist. They're on the court 23 minutes. All he has to do is have somebody make his shot. That's up to you guys. He doesn't really pass the rock that much. You can go to NBA Advanced Analytics and get his exact passing, how many times he passes per game, but I'm not going to waste time here and do it. Kyle Lowry, more 4 assists. It was at 4.5. Now it's down to 4. I believe it's 3.5 on Sleeper. He had 7, 5, 3, 5, 5. I'm not sure what's going to go down with him and Hero in the mix, who the starting lineup's going to be, or what minutes going to look like. But even with all that news and everything, I still would tend to take Kyle Lowry more for assists. I don't love it by any stretch. Okay, with rebounds, Joker 12.5 rebounds, always going to be in play. Jamal Murray, he was at 5.5 rebounds. We took it last time, and guess what? It cashed. Now they bumped him down to 5. He's probably this is the thing with the rebounds. With Aaron Gordon out there, who has a ridiculously high contested rebound stat, Michael Porter Jr. out there, Bam Adebayo out there, Joker out there, even Struss and Caleb Martin out there. There's just so many bodies and people out there grabbing rebounds. Jamal Murray, I just don't really see him attacking the glass like that. So when Jamal Murray gets his rebounds, it's usually the random ball that falls into his lap. Every NBA player seems to get those. You know the ones I'm talking about. The random ball just slips around between 3 or 4 hands and then bang, it's in the guy's hand that you don't need it to be. That happens. We call them garbage rebounds. So I'm still going to tend to take less here. I loved it more at 5.5, but at 5, I could still make an argument to take less. I will let you guys decide. That's my 2 cents on it. Aaron Gordon, more 6.5 rebounds. I like it. He's averaging 7.9 per game, I believe it was, total rebounds. They have it 7.2 his last 5. 7 last game, 10 last game, 7. Like I said, I like his fantasy score most of all, but he has been crushing rebounds too. He's just always seems to be in the paint, trying to grab rebounds. Just go back and watch the games. He's always in the way, and that is a good thing if you have his rebounds more. So Bam Adebayo, I wish this was at 9.5. It's at 10.5. It is what it is. I still tend to favor more here, but I could make an argument for less, but my gut says take more, so I will just go ahead and side with that. Max Struss. This is the one that's been driving me and everyone in my Discord crazy. Do we take more? Do we take less? Well, upon look at the last 5, he's had 5, 4, 2, 5, 5. My research showed that he's averaging 6.8 rebound attempts per game during the playoffs. 6.8. So that means he has, let's just round it to 7, and let's just round this to 3. So that means he's going to get 7 chances to get 3 rebounds rebounds. So basically he needs to get 50% of all the rebounds chances. He needs to hit them. It's a tough ask, but I still think that he could go more here. I feel like it's a trap. I'm not going to lie. I feel like Vegas and these books, PrizePicks, I feel like they want me to take more. And I feel like that's why this line is here. Doesn't make sense to me. I think it should be at an even 3 or an even, I would love it at an even 2. If it was even 2, I smash the over and that's the play of the day. But at 2.5, it does kind of feel like a trap. I do have some equity in my contest taking more. I will let you guys decide what you want to do, but I just wanted to include that out there because I know this was a popular app. Okay, personal fouls, Aaron Gordon at 3. When he's at 2.5, we love it, we bang it, we hammer it. But at 3, he needs 4. It's a stay away. The rest of these stay aways for me. Want to talk about turnovers? My favorite turnover on the board is going to be Mr. Kyle Lowry. He's averaging 1.9 turnovers per game. I kind of like it. Look at the last one, 2, 1, 3, 2, 2. The more he handles the ball, the more chances he will have to turn it over. That's my only caveat. Hero coming back, who knows how much Lowry's going to get play, so that could be a factor, but I still like taking more here. You better believe it. Nikola Jokic, I like taking less here. 3 turnovers seems to be his average median max. 3 last game, 3 the game before. He had 5 game 2, the game they lost, and then game 1 he had 2. If they lose tonight, it will be because Joker has been playing sloppy and he has turned it over a lot. But since they're at home, I'm going to go ahead and take less, and that will be that. Let's go ahead and talk about points real quick, and then we will go over to underdog, and then we'll wrap it up. Bam Adebayo, 19.5. It was at 20. If you want to continue to ride the train at 19.5, I like it. You can take more. I also like his points rebounds. Joker, listen, last game it was at 30. Dr. Profit and I did a collaboration video. He liked taking more. I said less. It ended up coming in on less. Again, I would still say 29.5 points is too much. It's always scary when you take less on Joker's point. He has been shooting a lot more. He's been running the offense a lot more. But for me, I would still say less is the move. However, it's a closeout game. It's game 5. They have a chance to win. They're at home. The spread is what it is. So I could also see more. But for me, again, it's fantasy points tonight. But if I was going to take this, I would advise less. Buyer beware, seller beware. Aaron Gordon, 13.5 real points. I like it. 27 last game, 11 the game before that, 12 the game before that, 16 the game before that. They returned to their home where the altitude is what they're used to playing in, so it's not going to affect them as much. If you want to take more, you can. Again, I'm sticking with the fantasy score or the rebounds. Gabe Vincent. Gabe Vincent's home away splits for shooting is insane. He tends to do better on the road scoring baskets. It's unbelievable. Last game he had foul trouble. He had 2 points. Game before that, 7. On the road, 23. On the road, 19. Again, Hero coming back is going to affect Gabe Vincent's usage and his shot rate. It's just going to be affected if Hero actually plays a full allotment of minutes. Again, it's unknown territory, but I would say more. If Hero wasn't in the mix at all, I'd be going more. So do with that what you will. Caldwell Pope, the man that's been breaking hearts, 7 points last game, 6 points the game before that, 6 before that. He's just been averaging 4 shot attempts this series. He hasn't been scoring, but I still think he's due. 7.5 points. He can come out and get hot at any time. And this is the thing. If guys like Aaron Gordon, guys like Jamal Murray, if they're not hitting their shots tonight, their KCP is going to have to step up. And because his line's at 7.5, I can't advise taking less. I will just say take more. And if you don't like it, fade it. Folks, I'm giving you a variety today because it's all about it being game 5. This could be the last NBA game I cover until 2023-24 season starts. So I'm giving you that courtesy. I'm going over as much as I can. I know it's kind of boring. It is what it is, but this is the reality of grinding these out every day. You want to be a winner? You got to make arguments for both sides. It's not exactly something that's entertaining and sexy. I make it as entertaining as I can. We're moving right along. Max Struss, I'm just fading that prop, but 7.5, he could torch that. Caleb Martin, he was at 10. Now he's at 9.5. That's due to Tyler Hero news. I would still like more here. 9.5 points for him is too low, period. Kyle Lowry was at 9.5 points. I liked less. Now he's at 8.5. It's just a fade for me. Michael Porter Jr., 10.5 points. If his shot falls, he will clear this. So if you want to take a bounce back game on Michael Porter Jr., guess what? This would be in play, and so would this one. The very one that sold my contest last one. 5.5 rebounds. Let me show you this real quick, and then I'm going to wrap up this PrizePicks segment. Check this out, okay? This is the NBA Advanced Analytics. These are free for everyone. You can check this out. This is Michael Porter Jr., Michael Porter salesman, okay? Overall, 19 playoff games played, 100% rebound frequency. Offensive rebounds, he's not him. He's not that guy. 0.9 offensive rebounds on average, but defensive rebounds, 6.9, okay? That means he's crushing the glass on D for a total of 7.8 rebounds averaged per game over the playoffs, okay? Contested rebounds, 0.6. Contested defensive rebounds, 1.3. Contested total, 1.9. The total rebound percentage of contested is 24%. And check this out. Uncontested defensive rebounds, that basically means there's just him around the glass and everyone else is away. That's 5.6. He's averaging 5.6 of those. Guess what? His line is 5.5. So guess what? Even though, and I know I said guess what 3 or 4 times, so guess what again? Even though he sold last game, which he did, myself included, 5.5 is still too low. I suggest take more. Don't let recency bias affect your decisions. He could very well come out here and smash this, and everything in my body wants to say make this the play of the day, but the only reason I don't is because I know if he goes out there and doesn't get it, everyone's gonna hate me. So you know what? Now that that's out there in the open, I might make it my play of the day. I guess you'll have to stay tuned and wait to see my YouTube shorts to see what the play of the day is. Okay, so one last thing before I go over to Underdog. I wanted to make a bounce back slip for you guys. What? A bounce back slip. Here we go. Michael Porter Jr., more 5.5 rebounds. Gabe Vincent, more 9.5 rebounds. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 7.5 more. Max Struss, more 2.5 rebounds. Nikola Joker, more 10 assists. Every one of these guys sold this line last game. Now the line is moved, and now if you want to go over to bounce back, you can. Jamal Murray being the last one for an even with 25x payout, you would take more on his fantasy score. Last time, all these came through like this. The only one that covered was Struss. So if you want to do, this is how it looked. This would have been the winning one, the winning combination, game 4. Murray less, Joker less, Struss more, Pope less, Gabe less, Porter less. Now we take all Moores, and you could throw, if you want to make it a full Uno reverse, it would be all Moores and Struss taking less, okay? But this is the bounce back contest. He was my main parlay on Sleeper as well. I had two different ones where I mixed and matched. Porter sold one. The other one was sold by Max Struss, 5.5 rebounds plus assist. He hooked at 5 even, and so that is why he's in there, okay? I like to have fun on this channel. Ask anyone in my Discord community. I like to have fun. I like to do Uno reverse stuff like that. If you take this too serious, and no one takes it more serious than me, but if you take it too serious, it's all doom and gloom. You got to have some fun, because at the end of the day, it's all about having a good time in life and anything else that you do. All right, so here we are on Underdog Fantasy, where I cooked up a 4-man pick'em contest for you guys. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, use promo code CRUSH. I'll give you a free month of Gold Discord, and they will match your deposit up to $100. You can't lose. I love these guys. They're underdog, and therefore I am underdog, okay? Jimmy Butler, lower 48.5 fantasy points. Nikola Jokic, higher 61.25 fantasy points. Michael Porter, higher 5.5 rebounds. If you want to gamble and pray that he passes the rock with the half assist line instead, go for it. And then I threw in an MLB for you guys. Connor Siebold, lower 3.5 strikeouts. That's probably my least favorite one. My favorite 2 is going to be Jimmy Butler, lower 48 fantasy points, and the Joker himself, higher 61 fantasy points. Those are my favorite 2, but I included 4 because I want to give you guys options. I'm all about options here. Remember, promo code CRUSH and you will crush. If you do use that code, DM me on Twitter, which is I am Captain Crush, and I will give you my free month. Now, some of you want to know, hey Cap, where do you get all your research for? What do you do? What can I do? This is what you can do right here. Look at all this news and insights. This is Outlier Bet, fam, and this is my bread and butter. I've been using this for every sport, for every season. They added WNBA, which makes them now goated. It gives you alternate lines. It gives you the Vegas lines. It gives you this insights here. So you read this just like you would a newspaper. This is what gives you like smarts to be able to look at trends. This is how you do it. You can find your own trends, but this has it plugged in for you already. I always go to the prop section, bang, right here. It has every NBA prop, whether it's on PrizePicks, Underdog, Sportsbook, whatever, it's here, okay? Kevin Love under 6.5 points, for example. Minus 135, at minus 133 at Caesars, minus 135 on DK, minus 136 on FanDuel, and then you can look at the last 5, 80%, last 10, 80%, last 20, 60%. Head to head, it's gone under 67% of the time. Then you can click his name and you can get even more detailed stats. You can see the minutes he's averaging, fouls, field goal attempts, 3 points made, you get the matchup stuff, everything and anything you want right here in a clean, easy to use interface. I don't get much for promoting this, guys. This isn't something that I'm doing to try to get dollars. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because I want you guys to have good tools, and this is a good tool. I believe in it. I use it every day. Ask my community members how much I tout this and how much I like it, and I tell them to use it, and you will get 37 days free if you use promo code CRUSH. Use the link in the description because there's a lot of problems when you try to enter it through iPhone. If you download the app on iPhone and just try to enter promo code CRUSH, you're going to have issues. So just put it into your web browser on your computer or on your Safari, whichever, or worst case scenario, you email their support, tell them Captain sent you, and you're claiming your 37 days, and bang, you'll get it. Now, that's it. That's the video. It's a long-winded video. The Captain knows. I'm well aware. I'm self-aware, guys. I know, but guess what? It's the last game, potentially. I wanted to get it out there. I wanted to give you guys something to cook. Listen to it as a podcast, if you will. I appreciate you guys watching. Every Monday/Tuesday this week, because we have Game 5, I'm going to be doing Discord Classroom. What's that mean? It basically means every Monday or Tuesday, depending on the week, I'm going to have a classroom setting. Captain goes on stage, you guys listen, I let you guys come on stage, ask your questions, and I go over things like bankroll management, researching analytics, how to interpret analytics, and more. That will be discussed. I'm also going to be teaching DraftKings, showdown content for PGA, week-long content for PGA, showdown content for NBA, and the king, granddaddy of them all, DraftKings NFL week-long contest, baby. You better believe it. I will have all of you guys that are a part of my community in the mix, ready to crush NFL. That is my goal. That is what I will do. I got it written on the whiteboard. That's what will happen. Okay. Speaking of which, this is my current Discord. 500 members right now. Okay. I've grown to 500 members on here. Most of them I usually have around 80 to 100 active per day. I do giveaways all the time. This is it. A lot of people are DMing me, asking me about it. This is the Discord, guys. It's totally optional. If you want to get in, you can. I give multiple options for people to get in. I use this as a classroom. I post my plays, but more importantly, it's a giant think tank for everybody. I cover all the sites, and I want to say thank you to Neek, Fuzzy especially, bro. You've been holding it down. I appreciate you. Black Jesus covering the tennis. Appreciate you. Neek giving me the analytical stuff. So appreciate you. Houston doing two-mans with the slips that I put out, or the list that I put out. I appreciate that. And everyone else, Retro, appreciate you helping me out with the giveaways, bro. Thank you guys very much. And that is what it's all about. I'm putting together a community that I trust and that I love, and I tip my cap to you guys. We're making it happen. So with all that in mind, there's one final task that the Captain has for you, and that is to crush. Good luck tonight. I'm giving you the salute right here. Here it is. Let's go. And more importantly, let's crush.